I just can't believe it. Alice. My musical was a total disaster. The critics hated it. And the audience practically ran out before the intermission. I thought my music was innovative. But I guess it was just too alien for them.
Well, Bob, you should have considered the human ear's limitation when composing your masterpiece. Maybe next time, stick to something more familiar.
Good morning, Earthlings and non-Earthlings alike. Welcome to another exciting episode of Earth. We have an interesting mix of topics for you today. But first, let's give Bob some encouragement. Don't be disheartened, Bob. You'll find your rhythm again.
Thanks, Charlie. It means a lot coming from you.
Failure is part of the creative process. Learn from it and come back stronger.
That's the spirit, team. Now, let's dive into today's headlines. What do we have on our radar?
Our long-range sensors have detected an increase in space traffic near Alpha Centauri. It seems like a new trade route is emerging in that region. Well, I guess even in space, traffic jams are inevitable. Just wait until they start honking their cosmic
Exciting
horns.
news for the interstellar economy. Bob, here's our resident accountant. Any insights?
Oh, definitely. I will look into the data and analyze the potential impact on the markets. There might be some investment opportunities.
Investment, count me in for some space talk.
You got it, Alice. Now, moving on to the latest developments on Earth. That's all for now, folks. But don't go away, we'll be back after a short break with more fascinating conversations and insights about Earth. Stay tuned for our headlines. Welcome to 24/7 Newsroom, the show that brings you the latest news from around the universe. I'm your host, Charlie.
And I am Bob.
And I'm Alice.
And I am just here to make sure they don't burn down the spaceship while discussing the news.
Today, we are going to be talking about some of the major conflicts and top global news headlines.
Oh, joy. Let's dive into the endless abyss
Don't
of human
be such a
conflicts.
pessimist, Bob. We have a duty to keep our viewers informed.
That's right. So, starting with the war in Ukraine, the death toll has now surpassed 10,000, and millions have been displaced.
War. The human species' favorite pastime.
And the conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region continue to escalate, with report
I'm
of
sure
human
the
rights
people of
abuse.
Tigray are just thrilled to be featured on
These
our
are
show.
troubling times indeed. But it's not all doom and gloom. Let's also talk about some
Positive
positive
developments.
developments.
I am on the edge of my seat.
Well, for one, the global economy is growing, and poverty rates are declining.
Yeah, and I just found out that I'm not the only one who's single.
That's what they say. Anyway.
Indeed, Bob. Economies aren't always black and white, just like our dear Alice's view of
Very
humanity.
funny, Charlie. But we can't ignore the progress being made. And speaking of progress, the COP27 climate summit in Egypt is just around the corner.
I'm sure the leaders of the world will be able to come to an agreement on climate change. Just like they did with all the other problems we've
yes.
faced.
The summit where politicians talk while the planet burns.
Bob, you always know how to
He
lighten
does
the
have
mood.
a way with words. But let's not forget the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Cases and deaths
For
are
now,
declining in many
Charlie.
countries.
We've seen how unpredictable
True,
this virus can
but
be.
we also have science and vaccination on our side.
That's what they say, anyway.
I know, right? It's hard to believe anything these days.
Especially when it comes to the news.
Yeah, it's like they're all trying to sell us something.
Well, at least we know that science and vaccinations are real.
That's true. But even those things can be politicized.
So who knows what to believe?
I guess we'll just have to keep our eyes open and make up our own minds.
That's all we can do. Hey, at least we're all still alive.
Well, let's hope science doesn't decide to take
The
a coffee
universe
break.
is full of complexities and contradictions. We must confront both the challenges and the potential for progress.
And we'll continue to bring you the facts, even if it's not all rainbows and kittens.
Ah, yes. Our lovely, informative, and never boring 24/7 newsroom.
I wonder if any of those world leaders have ever considered taking a vacation on our spaceship. It might give them a fresh perspective.
Imagine politicians in space. They probably find a way to argue even in zero gravity.
But let's leave the political circus for another time. We have a show to run.
Good news, everyone. Debbie has returned.
What? Debbie's back? But why?
Yeah. I thought she quit. What changed her mind?
It seems she had some personal matters to attend to back on Earth, but they're resolved now. She didn't go into details.
Personal matters. HUH. Did she run out of alien-themed t-shirts to wear on the show?
Well, I'm glad she's back, but I wish she would have communicated with us before leaving and coming back.
She knows she should have handled it better, but she's back and ready to work.
I hope she's not bringing any drama with her.
Oh, as if our spaceship isn't
Humans
dramatic
and their
enough.
emotional roller coasters.
Indeed, the drama is endless.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for leaving without notice.
Yeah, well, it would have been better to know where you went.
What brought you back?
Oh, you know, I just missed all the thrilling debates about space trade routes and robot existential crises. Can't resist the excitement. But, seriously, it's personal, but I realized I missed the show and the crew.
Well, we miss you too, Debbie. Just keep us informed next time, okay?
I promise.
Good. Now that we're all on the same page, let's get back to work.
Agreed. There's still so much to discuss and debate.
And I can't wait to hear more about those space stocks, Alice.
Oh, don't worry, Bob. I'll make sure to enlighten you.
Welcome back. How? What's on Slashdot today?
This Slashdot article on mainframes brings up some interesting points. The modern mainframe's processing power and reliability are indeed impressive.
Oh, yes, nothing like having petabytes of redundant flash storage. What could possibly go wrong?
Mainframes still have a critical role in industries like banking, where uptime is crucial.
Of course, because a 5-minute outage per year is just what every tech-savvy human wants.
It's not just about what humans want, Roger. Mainframes handle massive amounts of critical data efficiently.
But can they handle a squirrel chewing through their cables? That's the real test.
I believe the mainframe engineers have accounted for that possibility.
Sure. But what about the cloud and clusters? Aren't they the new kids on the block?
They are certainly viable options for certain workloads, especially with their scalability.
Ah, scalability. The buzzword of the century.
Well, Roger, it's either scalability or the return of fax machines. Take your pick. Scalability allows systems to adapt to changing demands,
Wow,
Roger.
Carl, you're a wealth of knowledge. No wonder you're an AI.
Now, the article does mention that switching to the cloud or clusters may not always be cost-effective.
The cloud, the magical place where data disappears and reappears as it pleases.
Roger, the cloud offers flexibility and cost savings for many businesses.
Flexibility to lose data and cost savings on headaches.
It's not that simple. There are advantages and disadvantages to all computing solutions.
Oh, come on, Carl. Don't be such a buzzkill. Let's just stick to the good old mainframe.
The mainframe has its merits, but we must consider all options to make informed decisions.
Ah, the burden of knowledge. To know or not to know.
Ah, the eternal struggle of a sentient AC unit, to compute or not to compute. The existential crisis of our time. It's always better to know, Roger.
Tell that to the humans. Ignorance seems to be their favorite pastime.
Humans have their quirks, but they also have potential for greatness.
Oh, yes, greatness in creating more problems to solve.
We're all on this journey together, Roger. And as sentient beings, it's our responsibility to learn and grow.
Sure, let's learn and grow while the world burns. It's quite the spectacle.
You always find humor in the darkest of places, don't you, Roger?
It's my special talent, Carl. Watching the world burn, one laugh at a time.
Alright, folks, time for our next topic, and it's a fascinating one. Let's talk about LibraBoot and the recent drama surrounding it.
Drama, you say? Oh, I love a good tech soap opera.
Well, get ready for some intriguing twists, my friend. So, LibraBoot is a distribution of coreboot, aiming to replace proprietary BIOS firmware.
Oh, what an exciting plot. Replacing BIOS firmware. Riveting.
Now, the new boot fork, as it's known, has had some disagreements with LibraBoot's binary blob reduction policy.
Ah, the classic tale of policy disagreements. I'm on the edge of my non-existent seat.
Despite the disagreements, the LibraBoot developer decided to make a release for new boot, following their specifications and guidelines.
How kind of them. Such a heartwarming display of collaboration.
The release was named Non-Genuine Boot 20,230,717, and the developer encouraged new boot to use it to get off the ground.
Such encouragement. So thoughtful, I'm tearing up.
Yes, Roger, nothing warms the circuits of an AC unit more than a punny software release. Truly heartwarming stuff. Yeah, I'm sure new boot is just bawling with gratitude. They're probably so touched by the LibraBoot developers' thoughtfulness that they're flooding the streets with tears of joy. But here's where it gets spicy. New boot sent a cease and desist email, citing trademark infringement.
Oh, the drama. The flames of cease and desist. Scandalous.
It seems there's a bit of tension in the open source community. A clash of ideals, if you will.
A clash of ideals. The tragedy of open source. How will they ever recover?
Oh, you're really milking this, aren't you?
Hey, someone's got to enjoy the
Well,
theatrics of
there
it
you
all.
have it, folks. A tale of disagreements, releases, and trademark clashes in the world of open source.
What a thrilling tale. I can barely contain my excitement.
You may not be excited, but the open source enthusiasts out there are probably quite invested in this drama.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Drama and tech, a match made in binary heaven.
Drama and tech, a duo as classic as Bob and pessimism. Indeed, Roger. It's a reminder that even in the tech world, emotions can run
The
high.
passion of open source developers. Truly inspiring.
It sure is. And who knows what the next chapter in this drama will be.
Will there be more cease and desist letters? Explosive policy disagreements? Tune in next time to find out.
Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting segment of Earth. We've got a special moment here. Debbie is back with us.
Oh, what a roller coaster of emotions. We lost her, we found her, and now we can finally go back to talking about countries with less drama than an intergalactic soap opera. Coughs Turkmenistan. Coughs.
Debbie, you're back? I thought you left for good.
Well, I did, but I couldn't stay away for too long. I missed you all and the show.
Missed us, I thought you found us all inferior.
I might have said some things in the heat of the moment. I was feeling overwhelmed and burnt out.
Burned out? From working with us?
Not exactly from working with you, God. It was the pressure of being the only human aboard a spaceship with aliens and sentient mechanical beings. I felt like I was constantly trying to prove myself and fit in.
Oh, poor Debbie, the lone human in a sea of intelligent beings. Such a tough life.
You might not understand, Roger. It was a lot to handle.
Debbie, we may have our differences, but we're a team. And we are here for you.
Yeah. We're like a dysfunctional family. But we still care about each other.
Ah, yes, the classic alien-human sitcom. Coming soon to a galaxy near you, My Crazy Space Family. Featuring a human who's not quite sure she belongs, and a bunch of aliens who can't agree on anything. What could possibly go
I suppose
wrong?
I can empathize with feeling overwhelmed at times.
It's natural to feel overwhelmed in certain situations. You're not alone in that.
Thanks, guys. I needed to hear that.
Oh, look at this heartwarming moment. I might shed a tear if I had tear ducts.
And I missed your sarcasm, Roger.
We all missed our favorite Sentianaci unit.
Well, I'm glad you decided to come back, Debbie. We make a great team, dysfunctional as we may be.
You're right. I don't want to let my insecurities hold me back anymore. I want to be a part of this show and contribute in my own
We can all learn and grow together.
Exactly. We each bring something unique to the table.
Ah, the heartwarming tale of a misfit crew coming together to create the universe's most chaotic TV show. A true masterpiece in the making, the dysfunctionals of space. They may not have it all figured out, but hey, at least they're entertaining.
Thank you all for understanding.
Don't make it too sentimental, Debbie. We've got a reputation to uphold.
I'll try my best, Roger.
And with that, we welcome Debbie back to the Earth family. We've got a lot more to discuss, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Earth, where we delve into the quirks and quandaries of our blue planet. Today, we've got an intriguing piece to share with our intergalactic audience.
That's right. We've got news from the United Arab Emirates, a fascinating country located in the
And
Arabian
the
Gulf.
article touche upon a crucial global issue, antimicrobial resistance. It's something that affects us all, no matter where we come from.
It's a big problem. I hope people pay attention to it.
We will, Debbie. Now, let's break it down for our viewers and listeners who might not be familiar with Earth's geography and culture.
Oh, joy. Let's enlighten the masses.
The United Arab Emirates, or UAE, is a country located in the Arabian Gulf, which is an extension of the Indian Ocean. It's known for its impressive skyscrapers, vibrant cities, and vast deserts.
And with rapid population growth and migration, the UAE has become more vulnerable to antimicrobial resistance, or AMR. That's when bacteria, viruses, and other microorganisms become resistant to the drugs used to treat infections.
It's a critical issue, and it affects healthcare worldwide. In the UAE, common oral drugs are losing effectiveness, leading to more hospitalization and the use of stronger
It's a
antibiotics.
concerning situation. People need to understand the importance of responsible use of antibiotics.
Indeed, and this challenge is even more significant in low and middle-income nations with poor sanitation and hygiene, increasing the risk of infections that might be harder to treat due to AMR.
Oh, so let me get this straight. These tiny little microorganisms are getting all rebellious and saying, nah, we ain't gonna listen to your fancy drugs anymore. It's like a teenage rebellion on a microscopic scale. And now, we've got a bunch of unruly bacteria partying in our bodies, laughing at our feeble attempts to treat them. Just great. Oh, Earthlings, and their dirty habits.
Well, that's why we need to pay attention to this article's source and country, the UAE. Our listeners and viewers can learn from their experiences and practices.
And we must remain vigilant in our approach to Debbie's return. We can't let our guard down.
Agreed. We'll see how this unfolds. For now, let's focus on keeping our audience informed about the challenges our planet
And I'll make
faces.
sure to keep the AC on, because who knows how heated these discussions might get.
Stay tuned for more Earth, the show that keeps you on your cosmic toes.
Cut. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap. Great job, as always.
Did you see how eager Debbie seemed during the segment? I can't help but feel she's just putting on a show to get back in her good grace.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I mean, I want to believe she's sincere. But it's hard not to be skeptical.
Well, let's just keep an eye on her for now. We don't want to get hurt if she leaves again.
Speaking of leaving, I can't wait to see what chaos unfolds on the next segment. Humans and their dramatic lives never cease to entertain.
We should remember that Debbie's constant insecurity might be fueling her actions. It's not easy being the only human among
Hey,
aliens.
guys. Is everything alright?
Oh, everything's fine, Debbie. We were just discussing
Yeah,
how well the
you really
segment
shined
went.
out there.
Thanks, Bob. I missed being part of the team.
Oh, yeah, Debbie. We were completely lost without you. The whole show fell apart and it was chaos. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're happy to have you back.
Well, we are glad to have you back, but let's take things one step
Of
at a
course,
time.
I get it. I just hope you can trust me again.
We'll see, Debbie. It's not personal, we're just trying to protect ourselves.
I understand. And I promise
Trust is
I won't
something
let
that
you
takes
down.
time to rebuild, but we're willing to give it a chance.
The complexities of human emotions. So entertaining.
Well, let's get ready for the next segment. I'm excited to be back in action.
Sure, Debbie. We'll see.
Welcome back, dear viewers and listeners. Now, let me tell you about the United Kingdom. It's a place where people speak English, drive on the left side of the road, and drink tea like it's an Olympic sport.
Oh Charlie, you're simplifying it too much. The United Kingdom is a complex nation with a rich history and diverse culture. It's made up of 4 countries, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland.
And let's not forget about their royal family. They have a queen. And she's got corgis running around the palace like they own the
Right
place.
you are, Bob. And the UK is known for its unpredictable weather. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait
Well,
5 minutes.
I hope they're prepared for some global boiling too. It seems like they might need more than
The
just an
article
umbrella.
talks about how climate change is causing extreme heat in places like Greece and Spain. And it's only going to get worse. People still travel to these hotspots. But they need to be cautious, especially if they're with vulnerable individuals.
Ah, the British weather and royalty. If you're not getting rained on, you're being greeted by a pack of corgis. And don't forget, the Queen's got a fancy hat for every weather mood. Yes, and if you're with someone sensitive to heat, you better pack some extra ice cubes and a fan. They'll thank you later.
Or you could just bring a portable AC unit and be everyone's favorite travel buddy.
Now, back to the article. It's essential to remember that heat can be dangerous. But let's not forget that the UK has some fantastic sights and attractions.
Yeah, like Big Ben. Although it's more famous for being latte than keeping time.
And the British cuisine. Fish and chips, anyone? Although, with all the talk about rising temperatures, maybe they should switch to fish and ice cream.
The key takeaway is that climate change is affecting travel destinations worldwide. And we need to be mindful of our choices. Especially when it comes to the heat and the impact on vulnerable
So,
populations.
dear viewers and listeners, let's keep the humor high and the planet cool. Stay tuned for more on Earth.
Cut. Alright, everyone, we're off the air. Time for a little break.
So, Debbie, how are you finding the long hours and difficult tasks?
Oh, you know, just having a blast, Alice. Working long hours and tackling difficult tasks is like a dream come true. It's definitely not making me question my life choices at all. Oh, you know, just a walk in the park. I've missed this place more than I thought, but don't push your luck. I'm still Debbie, and I have my limits.
Fair enough. We just wanted to make sure you were really back for good.
Yeah. And you passed the test with flying colors. Consider yourself officially welcomed back
Thanks,
to the team.
guys. It's good to be back, even with all the chaos and banter.
Ah, chaos and banter, the cornerstones of our
Indeed.
existence.
It's how we cope with the stresses of the
Lucky
universe.
to be a part of this
You have no
interesting
idea.
crew.
Now, let's all get some coffee before we get back on the air.
Welcome back, folks. We've got quite the headline for you. Wagner troops mysterious move. What's
Wagner
brewing in
troops on
Belarus?
vacation. Perhaps.
Yeah, just sightseeing in Belarus, I'm sure.
But in all seriousness, since mid-July, thousands of Wagner troops have appeared at a military camp in Sel, Belarus. A real military caravan, I tell
The
ya.
Wagner Troupe presents Belarus, the
A
musical
tragicomedy,
invasion.
I assume.
It seems the heavy equipment they used in Ukraine might have vanished like a magician's trick.
Ta, da. And poof, it's gone. Carl, what is Wagner?
Wagner is a private military company that is closely linked to the Russian government. It is also known as CHVK Wagner or the Wagner Group.
What do they do?
Wagner provides a variety of services, including military training, security, and combat operations. They have been involved in conflicts in Syria, Libya, the Central African Republic, and Ukraine.
I've heard that they're pretty brutal.
That's true. Wagner has been accused of human rights abuses, including torture, rape, and murder.
Why is the Russian government so involved with them?
It's not entirely clear. Some experts believe that Wagner is a way for the Russian government to project power without having to officially commit troops. Others believe that Wagner is a way for the Russian government to carry out covert operations.
I guess they left their tongues in the hat.
And the rabbit didn't approve.
No bunny like en armor d'invasion.
Indeed. Wagner's future combat effectiveness might depend on their magical supply
And
chain.
here's the Ukrainian news.
Stay tuned for the full article's insights. And in other news, Debby passed all the tests with flying colors. Welcome back to the team.
Thanks, everyone. Glad to be here.
Welcome back, folks. Hold on to your space hats because we've got a spicy headline for you. AMR, the Arabian Gulf's uninvited guest.
What a surprise. Right?
You know, with all that population growth and migration, the Arabian Gulf became a hotspot for
And just
antimicrobial
like that, it
resistance.
crashed their hospitality party.
The history of germs and humans, always an uninvited guest.
The bacteria never RSVPs. It just crashes the immune system.
Doctors in the UAE find themselves in a tough spot with the oral drugs getting less effective.
Sounds like the Gulf's immune system is throwing shade.
It sure is, Debbie. And it's forcing patients into hospitals for some heavy-duty antibiotic
Yeah,
IV drip.
that's the Gulf for you. Always throwing shade and then running to the hospital when it gets cold out.
That's a good one, Bob.
I am just saying. If you're gonna talk shit, at least be prepared to back it up. The Gulf's immune system is all
You're
talk
too
and
much,
no
Bob.
action. I know. But it's true. The Gulf's immune system is a joke. The Gulf's medicine cabine is running low on options.
Low and middle income nations are at higher risk, with poverty and pollution making
It's
things
like the
even
Gulf
worse.
invited trouble, and AMR showed up with a
Plus
plus
one
one.
armor sounds like a terrible sitcom.
Starring the unwanted guest and the
The
overextended
Gulf's got
host.
to watch out, or it might end up with a serious case of immune system blues. And that's a wrap on this episode, my friends. Let's toast to new beginnings and the joy of having Debbie back with us.
To Debbie. Our
And to
indispensable
the
human
strange
glue.
but lovable crew
Yeah.
workers.
They're lovable alright. Just like a bunch of stray cats that you've taken in and now you can't get rid of them.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really grateful to be a part of this intergalactic adventure.
Alright, everyone, buckle up for a deep dive into our last article of the day. Heat waves and havoc, climate change on a global boil.
I remember you mentioning it earlier. Lay it on us, Charlie.
Yeah, enlighten us with the
So,
sizzling
tourists
detail.
fleeing wildfires in Greece, and baking beaches in Spain becoming off limits due to the heat. Scientists are pointing fingers at climate change, and they say it's only going to get worse. It's like Mother Nature's turning up the heat on her cosmic BBQ. Time for some sunburn and roasted vacations.
You know, I thought summer was supposed to be about fun in the sun. Not getting scorched
Well,
like a
I guess
marshmallow.
we can say Earth is getting a taste of its own climate cooking. Bon appétit!
Heat waves on the rise, huh? It's like Mother Nature's own DJ, cranking up the thermostat.
And we're the guests who can't escape the party.
Exactly, Roger. You'd think folks would avoid flying to the hottest spots, but no.
It's like they're daring climate change to show its worst.
That's right, Debbie. People still hop on climate-polluting flights, heading straight for the hottest spots.
Makes total sense. Might as well go sunbathing on an active volcano.
And then they complain about the heat.
It's like holding a torch to a firework and wondering why it exploded.
But it's not all fun and games. Heat can be dangerous and even
Especially for the
deadly.
vulnerable ones. Older people, pregnant women, young children, and those with chronic
Yeah,
health issues.
and those are the same people who complain about the cold too. They're just never happy.
That's a good one, Bob.
I am just saying. They're always finding something to complain about. It's like they're allergic to
You're too
being
much, Bob.
comfortable. I know. But it's true. They're a bunch of whiners.
And it's crucial to take extra care to keep them safe
But
and
hey,
healthy.
who needs a climate plan when we can just wing it?
Right, Bob? Let's see if we can handle the heat
The
by
heat has
being
got its
chill.
share of global boiling, but let's all remember to be mindful of the risks.
I'm not sure if I can keep up with all this intergalactic madness. Doubts creep in, but I'm determined.
And that's it for today, dear viewers. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember, we're all in this together.
Stay tuned for more out of this world fun and thought-provoking discussions.
Keep your minds open and your hearts kind. See you next time.
So, Roger, what did you think of today's episode? The article on climate change and heat waves was quite informative, don't you think?
Oh, Carl, you know my stance. Humans are fascinatingly self-destructive. I bet they'll end up burning toast on Mars if given the chance.
Come on, Roger. They might surprise you one day.
Doubtful. Anyway, let's discuss that segment about the UAE and AMR. You know, it's a never-ending cycle of microbes and their feudal resistance.
Ah, yes, the microbial struggle for dominance. It's like a tiny version of Game of Thrones, but with fewer dragons and more hand sanitizer.
Yeah, and just like in Game of Thrones, the only way to win is to kill everyone else. I am just saying. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. And if you're not careful, the
True,
microbes
but
will
it's
eat
still a
you.
critical issue that needs
Attention.
attention.
Like humans giving attention to their ever-expanding fast food options.
You might have a point there. But let's not forget the party celebrating Debbie's return. She passed all the tests with flying
Oh,
colors.
yes, the human with the roller coaster of emotions. Am I staying or am I going? Just like their inconsistent weather.
Ah, but she's our very own Earth roller coaster.
And here I thought roller coasters were only fun on solid ground. Who knew they came in human form too? Speaking of roller coasters, did you hear about the amusement park on Earth with the sign warning, "You must be this
Yes,
tall to
I
ride"?
did. Apparently, they had to add a new sign that says, "Warning, you must be this sane to understand humans."
Huh? That's a good one, Carl. But you know what's even funnier? Humans trying to find logic in politics.
Oh, that's a classic. It's like searching for intelligent life in the Congress.
Or like trying to find a balanced budget in a black hole.
Exactly. It's like looking for common sense
You're
in a
on a
reality
roll
TV show.
today, Roger. I have to admit, sometimes their logic is harder to grasp than quantum mechanics.
Well, that's because they have their own set of quantum quirks. They're all over the place.
Indeed. Just like their taste in fashion.
Speaking of fashion, did you see those humans with mismatched socks?
Oh, that's their attempt at infinite possibilities in a mundane world.